Hey everybody, and welcome to Front Planes of the Head Made Super Simple. Now, I had done another Front Planes of the Head video that you can check out here that was really quite complex and very advanced, but this one is really for the super beginner person who might have trouble just conceiving the idea of the planes and the proportions. So this, if that's you, this is really going to help you. So I'm excited to share it with you. I've got this handy app on my phone and it shows off what we're going for. We're going for very simple, plain descriptions of the head from the front and the side. And with this app, you can see it from any angle virtually. So I'm going to do the front planes and the side planes in this demo. So let's jump in and get started. All right, the very first thing we'll do is draw a circle. And then we're going to bisect that circle vertically and horizontally. That means cut it in half. And then we're going to divide the top half into thirds and the bottom half into thirds. And then we'll add one more third at the bottom. This top third is the hairline. This middle third is the brow. It's also where the ear is going to be, the top of the ear. This one is the nose. And the bottom of the ear. And here we have the chin. Let's get a sense of the neck. So from the top of the head to the bottom of the nose, that length will be the pit of the neck, or the sternal notch. And I'll just put a letter V this way, just tangential to the side of that circle, and that's the angle that the ear is going to be. Now we can take this whole length from top of the head to the chin and find the middle to the place, and that's going to be the eye line. Now I'm going to draw basically a diagonal line from the hairline down to that nose line, right where both of them intersect with the circle. And that's going to give me the width of the head. Then from there, I can draw down to the chin with a couple of diagonal lines. I'm going to take the brow line, not touching the edges of the width of the head, but just inside. I'll just curve it just a little bit, because that's a curved line. Then I'm going to take that just inside the width of the head and just draw one of the planes. Do the same thing on the left side. And remember, we're going from general to specific, from the big shapes to the small shapes. So I'm just going to connect these here. Now I'll place the eyeball, the center of the eye, where I think that's going to be. And then I'll drop a vertical down. And that's going to give us some important landmarks for the width of the chin and the width of the mouth. But before we do that, let's go ahead and put the ear in. So the ear starts at the eye line, comes up to the brow line, and goes down to the nose. Starts on the eye line, goes up to the brow line, just about on average. And then comes down to that nose line, so it fits in that middle third. Now once we have the ears in, we can just draw a diagonal from the top of the ear right to where that vertical line from the eye intersects with the horizontal line of the nose. Let's do that on both sides. Okay, and then we'll go straight down to the chin. And that's really gonna help us out here. So that now really establishes the width of that chin and where it fits into, overlaps the front of the jaw. And then we can follow that back half of the jaw. Okay, now the bottom of the nose, this third right here is probably the top of the chin. So let's divide from the bottom of the nose to the top of the chin into thirds. And that third there is going to give us the placement of the mouth. And those plumb lines from the eyes give us the width of the mouth. So it's not going to go too far this way or too shy of those lines. Of course, everybody's different, but in general, that will be the width of the mouth and the placement of the mouth. And then let's build the eye socket out further. So we've got the keystone. And then dropping down, we've got the side planes of the nose that looks like a necktie shape. If you can imagine a necktie that guys wear. Then I'm going to add the glabella, which is a down-facing plane. And then we can establish the front plane. Very clearly. So let's put that in shadow, the planes facing away from the light. If we're the light source, these planes will get some tone because they're facing away from the light, and the tones facing us, or the planes facing us, will get the light, most of the light, so they'll be light in value. And that's an underplane right there. And from the side of the head, I'll just bring a line down on both sides And that'll give me about the width of the neck. And then somewhere around the chin, we'll get the shoulders just coming out. You can draw them like a sagging shoulder muscle, or just a straight line is fine. Pit of the neck. Little egg shape there. I'm going to start with that same idea of the circle, just a simple circle. And I'm just going to draw the guidelines out that show the heights of the features. This is exactly how we did it in character design for games, because it makes it a lot easier and a lot faster to recreate the character from the front to the side if we just draw out the basic guidelines. Then I'll just go ahead and bisect it vertically and then horizontally where the brow ridge is. Divide those into thirds on the top half, bottom half into thirds. Add one more for the chin. We'll just go ahead and make an arc here for the front of the face. Then I'm going to go ahead and put an inner circle inside that first circle, and that's the side plane of the head. I'll bring the jaw in. And the back part of the jaw, the nuchal line they call it, and it connects at about the eye line where the neck connects to the skull. So let's pull the neck down, just a simple C curve. And that front part of the neck can kind of line up with this inner circle and come off of that. The neck's wider on top than it is on the bottom. And let's put the ear in at about an 11-degree angle off the center. And it's in that middle third, from the brow to the ear. It'll be there. And there'll be roughly one ear to the back of the skull. So the eye line is, the eye's about here. We're just going to go ahead and add that muscle that connects the skull to the sternum. Just a big long triangle. Let's go ahead and put in the nose. I'm going to cut in here from the brow to that kind of keystone and then come out. Keeping it real simple, like a triangle. And then there's the tooth cylinder. Look at the front of the forehead and going back. So lips about there. So the eye is at an angle, and it's not right there at the nose or at the keystone. There's some space in between, and it's facing kind of downward plane is the socket. And then I'll just put a triangle in here. Then we'll put the eyebrow. Right where it makes that turn, that's going to be that temple bone, that side plane, dividing the front plane from the side plane of the head. Then I'll go ahead and catch a diagonal line off the top of the ear to right about the nose line, and then come down to find the chin and where it fits into the jaw. And then I can extend, we can define this a little bit more here. The side of the eye socket, and then just draw a line to the top of the ear. And then you've got that cheekbone all placed and spaced correctly. Just give that a little more info on the nose. Now let's put in the hairline. We'll follow this plane change from front of the head to the side of the head, where that hairline will go. Come down to sideburn. And there you have it. Front and side planes of the head made super easy for the beginner. Hey guys, I really hope that this simple front and side plane breakdown of the face really helped you. And if it did, please like and subscribe and add a comment down below. You can follow me on Instagram at drawjuice, and feel free to check out my head drawing courses at drawjuice.com. All right, we'll see you in the next one.